Alright, so I had a request for a how to make a farm. So I'm taking you to one of my farms. I have a few, and I could show you some pretty cool setups for farms, but I'm just going to kind of walk you through this one. First of all, what you're looking for a good farm that's going to be able to harvest decently for you is you're going to want to have at least a Castle 15. So as you can see, mine's a Castle 15. What that allows you to do is to harvest silver. And so you definitely want to have that, especially if you're going to try to gather silver and then attack your castle from your main. So as you can see here, I'm gathering. I'm just going to go ahead and pull this back and then I'll send it back out. But there's a few things that you want to have for a decent farm castle. First of all, down here you'll notice that I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, let's look over here, only 4 food, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, oh, there's more food. Alright, so there's 4, 5, 6, 7 food, there's 6, and then 6 wood. First of all, what you're going to know about the game, if you spend any time here, food is hard to come by. So that's one of the things that I try to keep enough farms inside my castle. And then you'll notice that I have a lot of silver and iron mines, and that's really important. You're going to want that, and that will help you grow much quicker. Now you'll notice I haven't really built these up. So for the most part, you'll want to keep upgrading these as you can. Now, here's the neat little thing. Anytime you have this talent, oh, hold on. The talent right here to the far left, that's an instant harvest. You want to do a couple of things first. So no matter what level all of your items inside your castle are, you're going to want to boost, which is that boost far to your left. So as you continue to play the game, you're going to want to get a bunch of those, and then boost your tiles so that when you hit the talent button, you get it at the boosted rate instead of at your regular rate. That is really essential. Now you'll notice I did not do that. I'm just kind of walking you through this process tonight and doing a couple repairs as I go. I often gather a ton of iron with my castles. The first thing I do is I send a march out here, and then what I do is I hit the map button and I go way far down here. Now this gets you walking across the forest. And so your walk is going to be a decent walk. It's going to take a while, so it's an added protection. One of the biggest cool things about this game versus Clash of Kings or Game of War or even Hobbits, if you've played any of those, in those games it's okay to attack people on tiles, and we call this a tile. In this game, it's really not acceptable. Why that is, I don't know. Everybody seems to feel that it's taboo to attack a tile, and I'm fine with that because then I get to harvest. So I only have 2 marches currently, but I have all these troops. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quick select all of my troops, which is only 16,000. But you'll notice it says march of 2 hours and 19 minutes, which is fantastic. So now my troops are going to just march all the way across the kingdom there so that they land on that tile. So that's 5 hours of marching, and then probably 45 minutes of gathering. So for the next 6 hours, they're protected, which is great because it's kind of late at night. Well, let's see. Just want to kind of tap on these things because otherwise I'll go crazy with all the little red buttons. We did a whole bunch of things in here. You definitely want to donate as much as possible, even with your farm, because it's really important to the growth of your castle to donate and get resources based on donations. If you can be the top donator, you'll get a ton of resources. It's like 1 million food, 1 million wood, just for donating at the top of your alliance. So I definitely recommend, if you can manage multiple accounts, to go ahead and do that. Now let's take a look on the inside. Sorry, I'm so ADD evidently. Alright, so on the inside of the castle, you notice that I've built up all of these items as far as the barracks, stables, range, and siege. Here's the thing, if you're only going to be gathering with these, you can go with T1, T2, or whatever. Now, I happen to go ahead and do just the T5 because it's easy for me and it gives my farm a little bit of power, and they actually gather a little bit more, which I'm happy for. So then what I do is, depending on what I've gathered at the top here, I go ahead and send it to storage. Let's see. So I'm going to try to hide my food and my iron. Oh, but wait a minute. I can't because I've, done that. So you've got to make sure that you guard exactly what you're working on. Like now I could go ahead and pull back my dragon and go ahead and march it over. But in all honesty, I really don't have that much in my castle, so it's not even necessary right now. I would say, however, to put as much of your food away. Let me just kind of show you what the storehouse looks like. Alright. You'll see one of my accounts storing 270,000. Now, when you see it saying 270,000, it doesn't necessarily mean 270. Now, in this case, it does. Let's take a look. I'm looking for somebody that has something. There's 295. All right. So like this one, there is not 1.4 million if you were to tally all that up. What this means is it's allotting the food and the wood the exact same value, but iron is actually almost like double. So if you were to picture it, almost double or triple, and then silver is like quadruple, it's assessed a certain value, which is why you even see tiles. So like here's a 5 tile, there's only 10,000. Let me find. Oh, come out wherever you are. Is that a tile 7? Interesting. So let's find. Here's a tile 5, 200,000. So that is the ratio, 1 to 20, if that makes sense. So when you're hiding away resources, food and wood are easy to come by as far as in large numbers, but understand that everything that you do is going to require some wood. But the hardest thing to actually gather is the food, because if you have any troops whatsoever, let me go inside again, go down here, click on here, you'll see that I actually have 58,000 troops. They're all hanging out somewhere, but you're able to actually look through what I have. And with your farm, don't do traps.